Hello my friend, I'm David. In this movie I'm gonna give you a brief introduction to the time player of DCube CG Live. First let's launch it. This is the shortcut. Maybe sometimes when you first launch it, it's like this, totally blank, but it is okay. First, let's create a new playlist. Usually, you can give it a name here, and it is based on a date. Alright, now here is the interface of the edit view. So, you could have two views. First is edit view. In this interface, you can edit the schedule list. But also when you are gonna play it, you can switch it to another view, play view. It's here. We got three monitors and also a few buttons to trigger the play. Alright, let's first focus on the edit view. Here in this interface we can see it one by one. At the top left corner, here's the Explorer. Let's first browse to the folder. I have prepared some projects here. This project's file, as long as you click this is the PRG file. As long as you click here, you got a preview icon about this project. All of these projects are created by the DCube CG Live. Let's first launch it. They're created here. And the trick is when you have completed, and you have to save it as archive file. This is the key step. Not save or save as, just save as archive files. Because as long as you save it in this format, you will be a whole set. All the materials used in this project will be stored in this one folder. So everything needed was here. So it's gotta be this archive file. Okay. Since I have prepared some projects for you here, we can directly go into it. Here, this area is for the slot list, and here is for the time list, playlist for each slot. First, let's append the slot. Usually, the first one is timing, and it's based on the time here. This is the hour. This is the minute, seconds, and frames. Okay, this is the one slot. You can also append a few more. In each slot, you can get a playlist. For example, for the first slot, I will edit animation and a title. And for the second slot, I can edit scroll. And for the third slot, I will edit image. Okay, that's right. This is for the playlist for slot. So each slot has its own independent playlist. So this middle zone is totally based on the slot, but here in this top right corner here, this area is prepared for the if you have some emergency situations or something you don't explain it, you didn't expect it when you are scheduling the list. We got a menu, timing, and fixed logo. They are used in different ways. First, by the menu, you can also create the playlist here. And here you can all the CG projects like this. I can add an image, or I can add a title. The CG projects here can be controlled manually, not by time. And as I click these CG projects here, you can see here we got a preview of the project, and also I can click here to get the true preview of it. This is the preview window. Okay, and this is for menu playlist, and here we have also got a timing. This timing is a little similar to this slot, but the difference is this playlist is totally based on the slot. It is all the CG projects are separated by the slot time. But here, if you place some CG project here in the timing list, and here, or the CG play is based on itself, it doesn't has to be restricted by the slot. And here also got a fixed logo. The fixed logo is for some logo plays. For example, here we've got image. I'll click the image here, and then when I double click this slot, and here you got this image project. I can check it. So when I play this slot, this fixed logo will be automatically linked to it. And if I added a scroll here, I double click again. Here you see I've got another option, and here we can also check it and click OK. When I play this first slot, these two CG project will also be played here. Alright, we have met the time player, so now after the introducing the interface, we're gonna focus on the workflow. Talking about workflow, first we need to prepare some CG projects. The CG projects, it is prepared by this DCube CG Live. Here, I've already prepared several projects for you. To save some time, I don't want to demonstrate how to create them one by one, but I'm gonna open up several of them to show you. For this clock, actually it's just a title object, but there's several things you need to pay attention. First, here, the property, the short name must be system time. It's case sensitive. It has uppercase S and uppercase T, and also there is gonna be a space between them. And this title also got a name. It must be time. And if you met these two requirements, then when you drag it into the playlist of the time player, then the system will automatically consider it as a clock template. This is about the clock, and also we've got image. I've done some animation about it. Let's give it a preview. Here it got a resize. In its resize track, did some keyframe animation. That is rotate track. The y-axis it will rotate 360 degrees. Okay, this is it. And also this image, I've given it a name also. So just only at this situation, the object has a name. Then we can replace it in when we are play it. It can be replaceable by other image. And the same thing happens to the animation. Here we got an animation, and I also got a name. I named it video. and also I've got a title. This is the title. It is consists of a polygon and a title object. This title object has give it a name. So the last one you want me to scroll. You see, every time I just click open this PRG file. Okay, this is the scroll, and here the scroll got a name also. Alright, we have completed the template creation phrase. Alright, let's switch to time player. First, let's create a new schedule list. The name of the schedule list is composed of two parts. The first is the date. You can select the day or the day after tomorrow, whether it will be okay. And give it a name. I will just leave it as default and click OK. Let's first append a slot. You see, the first slot here, the mode is timing as default, and it is because it has to be triggered by time. This time is 00 by now, but I will modify this time later according to the current time, because we want it to be played as soon as possible during our testing. Okay, and then append another one. You see here the order, the type now is order, automatically switch to this one, because the second one will follow the former one, and then the third one. 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 slots, with the first slot selected. Then right now down here in this area will be the playlist for the first slot only. Don't has any relationship with the other slot. So as long as this one's selected, this area belongs to the first slot. Let's switch to the project folder. For the first one, for the first slot, I would like to add the title, and for this title, the loop times I prefer 0. 0 means it will loop infinitely. For this, and then for the second slot, I will use image. Also, switch to 0 for its loop time, and with the third one selected, I will use animation. This also, you can click here, or just you can also drag here. Also okay. Animation, loop time 0, right? And then let's go to the fixed logo. For the fixed logo, I would like to use a clock. Loop time 0 and layer number -1. Okay, here for the layer numbers, if it is 0, if it is -1, it means system will automatically give it a random layer number, and all of the things played in the same time will have different layer number, and then they can all be played in the same time. Otherwise, if you set it as a 1 or 2, just the same layer number, they will conflict, and the later coming up thing will kick out the former one. And a scroll. Okay, for the fixed logo, I've got a clock and a scroll, and then I will assign these logos to the slot. For the first slot, I could use a clock, and for the second slot, I could use a scroll, and for the third one, I would like to give it both. Okay, let's see. The other two, the menu and the timing, I will just leave it as default. I leave it as a blank. We will come back later. For now, the time is 6 p.m. and let's change its start time. To 18. Okay. Switch to the play view and give it play. Everything is waiting and waiting for the right time to come. Okay, it's playing. See? Here we've got a function. This function means hold slot, because as I can click it first. As long as I use this hold function, this slot will continue to play even after its originally planned duration. Even after the duration is gone, even after the duration comes to an end, it will be stretched unlimitedly. For the first slot, you can see here we've got a time and a title. For the title comes from here, and for the time, the clock, it comes from this fixed logo. And here in the playing window here, it is still HHMMNSS, but actually from the output monitor, I can see now everything is real, and the animation of this title, like here, is moving like here, like this, and the clock is having the real time, like the hours, minutes, and seconds, not these letters anymore. And here in this window is waiting. It will shows the coming slot. For this coming slot, you will have a image which comes from here and a scroll which comes from here. Okay, it's time to continue. Go on. So right now I will click this one, take slot. I select the second slot and click take, and yes. Alright, so now the second slot is playing with the image and the logo, and at this time will I won't do anything. I won't click the hold button. Then after the 30 seconds, it will move to the next slot automatically. You see here, it is moved on. And at this time, I would like to click the hold again, and because the other two guys are also still waiting for us to introduce them for this menu and the timing. Even when you are playing this CG things on air, we can also switch back to the edit view, and in this back edit view, we can also edit more CG projects to the menu and the timing list. I would like to edit maybe a title here to the menu, and another one, image. Okay, let's switch back to the play view, because this is menu list, so everything is controlled by manually. Switch changes loop times, and select it and click here. Click the play button. So you can see here in the playing window, this logo is played, and I can click stop. Now it's stopped. And also I could use the image. It is also played, and I can play both also. So this is menu list. For menu list, you can edit some CGs, and you can play it, because sometimes when you are scheduling, when you were doing the schedule, you don't know what exactly is going to happen. So when you are on air, you can also edit some more CG projects according to your situation, like some emergency news, something like that. And this is for menu list. Okay, then here comes the timing list. This timing list is very similar to the slot list, because they are all triggered by time. But the difference is, see here, for every CG in the slot, the longest time is limited by the duration of the slot. It cannot be longer than the duration of the slot. But if you place the CG things here in the timing list, it won't be restricted by the slot. It is only the CG project here is only controlled by its time. Switch back to the edit mode. For example, here I will give it a title. Okay, and switch back to the play view for this title. And this start time is here. I will trigger it. And okay, and play the list. Now see here, it is waiting. It is waiting. So here in the waiting monitor, you can see the preview here. Okay, you see here, when the time comes, it is on air. It is triggered only by the time. Even when the duration of this slot is over, this CG project in the timing list will also be continued played. Alright, now we're gonna talk about content replacement. You can see here in this menu list, I've already put 4 CG projects here. They are title, image, animation, and scroll. There are 2 ways to replace the content. First is by menu, and the other is by database. Let's first see the menu way. Double click it. No matter it is in the edit view or in the play view, you can or double click to get the program setting dialog, and click the advanced button. Here you can see we've got a blank area. Here you can change its content, and this blank has a name title. Why does it has to be this title? Because when we are build this thing, let's open it. When we build this, and this title has a name title, so then when we are trying to change its content, the blank's name will be the object's name. And here you can change its content. For example, I would change it to numbers 555 and click OK. And OK. Right? You see here? Its content has been changed into 555. And same thing goes for the image, advance. And here you don't just type in these photos. You can click this browse button to pop out the dialog, and here browse and choose a picture. This one, OK, and click OK. You see here, the picture has been changed, and the same thing goes for the animation. I won't give it more illustration here, but there's another one, scroll. This is different, and it is it has to be it also can be changed here. You can type in the content here, and or you can use the copy and paste function to get the content here, and click OK and OK. See here, this is review, and the content has been changed. This is for the scroll. And there's another way to change this content. We're gonna use the database. That's fine. The database is not as that complicated as you might think. Actually, it's quite simple. For this titles, image, and animation, we're gonna use what I was trying to demonstrate here is using the Microsoft Access. Use the MDS file. Here I've prepared MDB file. Sorry, it should be MDB file, and double click it. Enable the content, and I built a table. Here you can see we got 1, 2, 3 columns and 1 rows. In the 3 columns, the content is text content is AAA picture. For this picture, the content of this the content of the picture is just the path of the picture. Let's find it here. It's drive E111 link material. Right, it's here. Drive E111 link material and the picture. Here we got it. One JPG, and here for the animation, I've also prepared another one here. This animation is MPG. Okay, this is the for the database file. Close it, and the next step we should do is to connect this database file to the system ODBC interface. Let's go to the ODBC setup. Computer, drive C, Windows, and in the system WoW 64 folder, and find the ODBC 32. Double click it. Usually we do it in the system DNS tab. Click add, and since what we are used here is the Microsoft Access driver, so I should choose this one. But it does not has to be that. Sometimes you can also use the Excel or FoxPro or even Oracle, other kind of ODBC. You just have to install the right drivers here. This function is provided by the Windows. This interface for you to connect access to the database. So here I will just choose the Microsoft driver MDB and click finish. Here I give the source a name. I would like to name it timer test. Okay, and then select the file. Here I've placed it in drive D in this folder, and here we got it, data link DB, and click OK, and OK, and done. Now this file has already been linked to the ODBC interface of the Windows system. Next step we're going to do is link the ODBC, configure the ODBC to link it to our CG product. And here double click it, and also in advanced click advanced, and here we should click query option. And here DB plugin, we got lots of them. I choose ODBC data provider and setup. Here it's system DNS because we have created one in system DNS, and choose the here timer test is what we just created, and no username and password. Click OK. Here you can see there's a table 1 because we just only create a table 1 in that file. Now here you see we got ID, text, content, picture, and animation. These are the 3 columns we just created. Do you remember? Here. That's the three columns: content, picture, animation. Here. Okay. And then check these boxes and click OK. Here, the content isn't changed because we need to configure it here, set up. This is for the title, right? Okay, then I would choose the title content and click OK. You see here, the content of the database has already been imported here. It's the content of the database. Yeah, right? And click OK. For the loop times, I will choose 0 for infinite loops. But also you can leave it as default as 1 time, or 2, or 3, and click OK. See here, the content has been changed by database. At this time, as long as you change the content of the database, it will automatically be updated here. And the same thing goes for the image. Let's set up its ODBC, systemds, and choose a timer test. Okay. Table 1, and OK. Set up. Here I would like to choose the image. Okay. Image. You see the the path of the image has been imported here. Okay, and OK. The same thing goes for the animation. Also change the ODBC data provider, set systemds, time test, OK, and the table 1, and click OK. Set up. I'll choose the animation, and here we got the path of the animation. OK, done. Alright, this is for the ODBC part. And for the scroll text, usually we don't use the ODBC. We use the TXT file to link it. Here in the link material, I've prepared the scroll text. Here I got several lines of news, and then I'll configure it. Advanced and clear options, and I will choose scroll text provider. And this one set up and browse and link materials, and I will find this scroll text txt. Double click it and open. No, just open it. Here, I'll just choose the line text because the other two, block text and total text is not suitable here. Check these boxes and OK. Alright, if you want a logo, I can check this, use logo, or and here you can find a logo, maybe this one, line by line, and here first logo, no, it should be the line text scroll. OK, and OK. Preview, you can see first the scroll is started by a logo, then is content of the scroll. The TXT file has been linked in. OK, this is all about content replacement. Alright, last I'm gonna introduce you a function called playlist auto load. With this function, the timer player can automatically load the next day's schedule list. How does it work? I'm going to show you here. Right now, at this schedule list folder, I've prepared 3 schedule lists here. and as long as I loaded the first schedule, and at the specific time, the timer player will check this folder and find the next day's schedule and open it. And it does not limit it in loaded this playlist, but also the list will be triggered to be played automatically. First, open this schedule list, and it's here. And at a certain time, this certain time is set it up here at this parameter setting. Autoplay checkpoint. Right now it's 22. So, and you also have to choose this continuous play bill. With these two settings, the timer player will automatically load the next day's schedule list at 22. And there's another thing you need to pay attention to. If you wanted to change these parameters, you need to be in the you need to use the count of administrators, not other account with the privilege of administrator, but it has to be the administrator. Okay, this is it. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.